You're about to listen to TADPOG, Tyler and Dave Play Old Games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to another TADPOG podcast.
All right.
Then I'll get totally lost in truncate
that
silence.
Pregnant pause will get aborted in truncate silence.
Yep.
There's the quote for this episode, which is also not a great quote because not everyone knows what truncate silence means.
Yeah. Like other podcasts would be like, that's pretty funny.
Maybe if they use truncate silence. Okay, let me explain this joke. All good jokes need to be explained. So this is the only editing that we do.
Yep.
And there's an effect in Audacity called truncate silence, and it's like what that means is if we don't say anything for like, I don't know, 3 seconds, it's like, oh, it just automatically takes it out.
Yep.
So if it ever sounds like we really know what the fuck we're talking about,
We sound like Gilmore Girls, like we're just going back and forth real
fucking
fast.
West Wing and shit, that's what's going on there. Yeah, so anyway.
Yeah.
Truncate silence. Great intro, Dave.
We used to listen to I don't know, I did it when I was editing, listen to every bit of the podcast, and I would take out every It's just like
every smooch.
Yeah, these are private. I'm going to save this one too far.
That's my secret smooch.
To now my 48-hour-long smooch track.
I played that Zelda. Smooch tracks?
Yeah. God, fucking Spirit tracks.
Yeah. Smooch tracks is much better.
Much better.
Yeah. The H version.
I love the John Waters version of Spirit Track. It's called Smooch Track.
Who doesn't?
But TADPOG Podcast, where two old guys play old games.
What do we do? What are we playing right now?
Right now we are playing all through the Super Nintendo library, courtesy of the randomizer, which is a god of our own creation who randomly goes through the SNES games on Wikipedia and throws some often shit out at us.
No, he doesn't go through Wikipedia. I've prepared the prayer tablet. He goes through Google Sheets.
Nice.
I know,
yeah.
Right? Fuck Wikipedia.
Our weaker
Just
god
kidding.
is established to a much larger god.
Actually, you know what? Fuck Wikipedia. They asked me for $5, and now we have Flopsy, so
That's
we
true.
don't need it.
That's true. We are Wikipedia free, and now we rely on Flopsy, the Super Nintendo guide.
Just kidding. I doubt anything about Don Bluth is in the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the SNES Library, 1991 to 1998 by Pat Contry. But I'll look it up. Maybe there's an index.
We'll see, baby.
Don Bluth.
Yeah. So
Can't mention Don Bluth without mentioning the game we're talking about.
that's true.
Today.
Yes, very true. The game we're talking about is none other than Clip Art, the game.
Clip art,
and PowerPoint, the game. Brought to you by Don Bluth. No, it's Dragon's Lair, which to me looks very much like it was a game entirely made in Microsoft Office.
Or let's be fair, maybe publisher.
Okay. Okay.
Excel. It actually, honestly, probably is closer to Excel because you can do pixel art in Excel.
If you didn't know, I personally thought this game was garbage. And I feel when the randomizer announced it to us, I was excited.
You got excited, man.
Because I confused this version with the NES version.
But that's nothing to get excited about either.
No, that's even worse.
But that's why you're excited. Because you're like a true game that we can shit on without absolutely
I want
worrying.
just the loosest turd.
Yeah.
Just like that way it's like, oh, you are loved by no one and we're free. We're free to not give a shit about how awful you are and we can just piss and shit all over you.
Yeah. Man, can I tell you a secret that I've discovered? And this isn't a secret because I've mentioned this on the show before. Every game, there is somebody who likes that game.
That's true.
And I do run
That's
into
true.
them on Twitch.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like, I'll be playing a game that is just like, surely nobody loves Dragon's Lair, which I feel like we need to like.
For the Super Nintendo.
For the Super Nintendo. Yeah, that's a very important distinction. But it's like, surely nobody loves Dragon's Lair. And then 2 people come in.
Two. All right, two.
And they're like, yeah, but that's like 10% of my audience. I mean, let's be fair. I'm not fucking ninja, you know what I mean? Like, and they're like, yeah, I love this game. You played as a kid. And it's like,
That's why.
I know, exactly. That is why. But
Because
it's
a game like this, it is 100% nostalgia bullshit.
Yeah, it has to. It has to be a case where this is the only game you had for like a stretch of time.
Yep.
Like there was a summer where it's like you were given this game and it's all you played, and then
It was this or go outside. So, of course, you love this.
yeah, what are you gonna do outside? Pick up sticks?
Fuck. Yeah.
But I do think it's important that we enunciate and put a space between dragons and lair. Because when both you and I say it, it comes out Dragon's Lair.
Like my dragon slayer.
Exactly. Yeah. It is dragon 'S space lair.
Where'd you put your penis in that dragon? In its slayer.
And it's slayer. Excuse me, what's a slayer?
You'll know if you ever get in it.
Oh, I see. I'll tell you when you're older. It's a phrase that I used to hate hearing from my parents.
Yeah.
I haven't used it yet.
It's useful. It's useful.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
Well, I'm your bearded host, Tyler. And before we get to Dragon's Lair on the SNES,
Let's just take a breath after every time we say dragons.
the Dragon's
Lair.
Lair.
Slow down, take it easy.
We've got some packages waiting for us, but we're going to get to those.
We do, but not today.
Not today. Not today, friends.
Yeah, and that's because I was going to lie and say I came over straight from work. That's not true. I went home for like 20 minutes, ate 12 pizza rolls.
It's a fair amount.
Totino's, brand name.
Not the pizza pockets you can normally get.
Ate those.
Mini pizza sacks.
Ooh, yummy. And then scrambled here. And I got and it's about like a 17-minute drive. I got like 2-year road and it was like, packages.
Yeah.
Not going back.
It's fair.
So
Fair,
there we
we
go.
shouldn't.
Next week.
We'll figure it out.
Next
Yeah,
week.
no problem. We can always come up with something.
Yeah.
Always. So I do have one little weird story.
Perfect.
So
Lay it on your boy.
have you ever been like laying with Nikki? It's semi-sexy, but you're also being sort of funny, like you're sort of like laughing together, but like
We never laugh.
horny laughter.
No, we never.
Never laugh or get horny.
It's one or the other. They're mutually exclusive. Like never have I been like, let's fuck.
Oh, your pussy feels like balloons.
Oh my God.
This is wonderful.
I don't know, but my anniversary's coming up. I'm definitely going to give her a card.
Squeak for me.
Anniversary's coming up. I'm definitely giving her a card that says your pussy feels like balloons. Happy 11th year.
Of course, it's the balloon anniversary.
Well, hasn't deflated yet.
Yeah. And
Thanks, C-section.
So there's a reason Melissa was like, I don't want to VBAC. Give me another one. One more, please.
She knows what's up.
Yeah.
Our wives are smart women.
But
We know what our husbands like.
yeah.
Balloon pussies.
Balloon pussies. But so I took a bit in bed a little bit too far.
A bit in bed?
A bit.
Like a comedy routine?
Yeah. Yeah. A penis related
Yeah.
comedy routine.
You're like, what's up with the tiny tables in the pizza box? Let's fuck.
What's underneath all these pizza rolls? A very greasy penis.
Yeah, that's not a bit. That's just an unhappy surprise.
A scalded, oily penis.
It just couldn't wait to eat them.
But like a lot of times, like my general like trying to be funny while we're like naked in bed. It's just like Melissa has mentioned that she thinks Latin men are attractive, so my penis will speak to her with the Latin accent.
I thought you started casting spells. Dominate.
So just like, Miss Melissa, please. But was the other day she had rolled over, so I like put it against her back. And I was like, no, you just pretend it's like your pet. It's fine. Just pet it. It's like she reached over and she was laughing. She was petting it. I was like, oh yeah, rub its belly now. So I rub its belly, like tickle it under his chin.
Yeah.
Then I moved her hands to my pubes, and I was like, now cut dried shit out of its fur. She quickly withdrew her hand.
I don't understand why. You're like, fine, go back under the chin. That feels best.
Rub its belly.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Under the chin is the best. There's a whole subreddit for that.
I had to run that by her before I said that. She was cool. She's like, if you really want to say that, go ahead.
I understand her response. Yeah. There's nothing embarrassing about her in that story.
Unless she had been like, yeah, fuck yeah, and gotten some scissors.
We're gonna cut the shit out of this fur.
man, why don't I express your anal glands? And she grabs my balls. Oh no, I'm not a vet. I can't do this right.
I'm just a tech.
Let me pull up a YouTube video and see if I can figure it out. That's all I got for that, though.
That's better than what I got, man, which is a whole lot of just stressing out the last couple days, which I don't want to talk about.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Let's see.
No one cut the shit out of my fur.
So let's go to Ask Reddit for a second.
All right, perfect.
What's one smell that everyone should experience?
One smell that everyone should experience. That implies that it would be a good smell, right?
Or it might be like, it might be useful to know what a dead body smells like.
Like a cautionary kind of like,
could be that.
you
That
should
could work.
smell this. So if you encounter it in the wild, run.
Yep. I mean, one of my favorite smells in the world is still probably got to be like peppermint.
Dude, I love peppermint.
Like my favorite thing. I don't have one. What I've always wanted, like, because I went looking for it last year. I was saying, I'm going to buy this for me for Christmas. I love wooden wick candles. So if I get a big ass...
A wooden wick candle.
Wooden wick candles.
How is that? I know a regular wick is like made out of like white thread.
Yeah, no,
this is just like a dowel.
These are
or
wooden,
something?
so they crackle like a fire.
Oh, okay, that seems neat.
So I love those. I wanted a peppermint wooden wick candle. Like, that would be fucking fantastic.
Do they not exist?
I cannot find one.
Make one.
I should just
Make one.
Just shove a popsicle stick in a regular candle.
Yeah. Serenity by Jan. You could do it. I don't have an answer.
What was one of your favorite smells?
Fresh book, man.
Fresh book?
I do love a fresh book. I love that smell.
I know Josh Nance, after he gets off shift at Pizza Hut, is also one of your favorite smells.
Oh, man. When Josh worked at Pizza Hut, God damn, he would come home, and I was at your home all the time. So, man, it was just nice to hug him. And like, it was like, like in those cologne commercials where like the woman hugs the man and she's like sniffing all up on his neck, like where like the ear meets the neck, that spot. It's like, damn, you smell like pizza up here too.
Because I remember like Josh coming in and you like walking by and you were like, you did hug him and
yeah,
God damn, dude, you smell good. And Nikki was like, you never greet me like that.
You don't smell like this. I didn't even remember I said
Go get a job at Pizza Hut. I'll be all over you.
For real, man. Dude, he would come home smelling so good.
Mm-hmm. God, I loved it when Josh worked at, just the shit that happened whenever he'd work at Pizza Hut. Like, I remember like, hey, we're going to game tonight. Oh, I have to work. Oh, I'll just call and say my hot water heater busted. My house is flooded. Okay. Remember the time he called and said you were in a car wreck.
And I was in a car wreck, which I was not.
You were not. And they didn't want to let him go because you weren't a family member.
Right.
And then I think he got so invested in his lie, he was legitimately upset that like, well, my best friend's in a car wreck. They wouldn't let me go. Of course, this is when he was already had left and was here. Mad about it. Oh. The top response is a fire on a cold winter's night.
Okay, all right, that's like a bonfire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, that's a good smell.
It's good in the moment. I don't want to smell a bonfire like the next morning.
You still smell them?
On your clothes and shit. If you don't wash your clothes immediately, like that smell.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Man, dude, if you like peppermint, check out Mr. Peppermint TV on YouTube. It's my son's account. Have I told you that? Like that's one day he told me like that's his YouTube name, Mr. Peppermint TV, and I was like, "Can I have that?" And he's like, "No," and I was like, "I understand, it's pretty good, Mr. Peppermint TV."
Is T like TEA and then a capital V?
We don't know.
He'll tell us when he's older.
Exactly.
Response number 3 is their own. Some people are blissfully unaware of the rancid smell they give off. Let them get a whiff of their actual smell.
That's a bullshit answer.
Yeah.
Anything that's like, I don't know. Come on, man. I come to Ask Reddit for like real answers.
Freshly baked cookies. The smell of the first spring rain. That's a little too whimsical.
A little too Kotex commercial.
Yeah. Roasting coffee. I do love the smell of coffee.
Dude, I love coffee like just the coffee beans. Like that fucking oil. Love that smell.
Smell of a new book. That's up here pretty high.
Yeah, great. Even though I don't read books.
Smell of the person they love most. The smell of Books A Million when you walk in. The smell of I just Josh Nance after Pizza Hut.
Apparently, I love Josh.
4,000 upvotes.
4,000 for Josh.
The island of Maui in the 1970s.
All right, fuck off.
Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you and your fun. Out of the oven pastry. The smell of lasagna fresh out of the oven.
You're not fooling anyone, Garfield. Get off Reddit.
Burning wood at dusk. We don't need like the... I don't think it matters. Like
It's dramatic.
This wood was burned this afternoon. This is not dusk burned wood.
Come smell this morning wood.
Lilac and gooseberries.
What are gooseberries?
They're sort of like snozberries.
Oh, there's schnozberries. Tastes like schnozberries.
The first breath of fresh air waking up from being put under from surgery.
All right, more dramatics. a lot of drama queens on Reddit.
I like this one.
Okay.
A few wet jalapenos thrown into an already sizzling pan.
Oh, all right.
I can appreciate that.
Okay.
Someone says, try with Carolina Reapers.
I thought about getting some seeds, man. I know you tried.
I did. I've tried. Nicole has tried growing them for me like 3 times now.
Yeah.
My boss at work, her garden, I ordered more, gave her some. Like,
yeah. I started going down a rabbit hole recently where it's like, because I found a site where it's like they sold hot sauce and salsa, and then down below they were like, here's some seeds, and it's like, oh, let's look at these. I'm like, okay, all right, I know how to plant a seed. Just put it in the ground.
make my own salsa. Cut out the middleman.
There we go.
What am I fucking doing in my life?
Yeah, I can be the next Billy Mitchell, just not good at Donkey Kong.
You could just lie about it.
Well, that's true.
And get a cult follower that'd be like, no, he's really good. We've seen it. Yeah. You can't see it, but we've seen it.
Yeah, he's fine. Actually, yeah, that does sound much better. It's easier than getting good at Donkey Kong.
New leather, ramen.
All right, Daddy. Ramen?
I guess like real legit ramen.
Okay.
You smell like soy and
The kind that doesn't smell like cardboard?
Yeah.
Like the kind that I eat?
Right.
Although I do like that Shin Ramen Black that you turned me on to.
Oh, that's such good shit,
That's
isn't
good
it?
stuff. I mean, as far as like, the dry ramen you buy at the store goes.
It's for instant ramen, you're right. Like it is the fucking best. It's
Instant.
also like
That's the word I was looking for. Instant.
It's fucking expensive.
It is. Yeah,
It's very
absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially for like ramen.
Oh, I could buy like this 6-pack of ramen for $25. Oh, this Shin ramen that's actually really good, $6.
But see, the thing is, here, cut out the middleman.
Mm-hmm.
Make your own seasoning, because that's really what makes that. Except for like the dehydrated little vegetable bits.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Just buy frozen vegetables that are already hydrated.
Exactly.
You're all
Throw
right.
them in there. But then they take away the convenience of instant ramen.
New car smell.
I do like new car smell.
Car smells pretty good. Driving past a bread factory at 5 a.m. Just bread factory. Like bread factory.
Maybe get stinky.
Baking bread factory.
Maybe get stinky afterwards.
Gasoline.
There was I think there was a peanut butter factory in Lexington. I can't remember if it was Jif. And boy.
GIF.
Yeah, Gif. Sorry. That did not smell good at all.
Yeah, I can't.
It smelled really bad. It smelled like kind of like a paper mill. I still like peanut butter though.
The smell of your girlfriend or boyfriend's hoodie when you wake up in the morning.
Like, are they sleeping in the
Your
hoodie?
significant other. I do like Melissa's smell in the morning is something I love that she does not understand.
Yeah.
Because before, like, if she is already sort of like rousing awake when I get to go for work, I love hugging her. I'm just like, God, I love the smell of morning wife. And she's like, sleepily, like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I love the smell of wife at dusk.
I can't even. I hate dusk wife. I love morning wife.
Well, you know that, like, Men
She
are,
smells good around the clock, but there's something about morning wine.
no, that's not what I heard a second ago. I heard
Because she
something.
will probably listen.
Yeah, I heard something about Dusk Wife not smelling good at all. Remember, we don't have
Just quiet.
I guess like maybe the smell of like a dirty kid, so that people know when to wash their child.
Yeah, like shit in a diaper. Know what that smells like.
I just mean, like when Alan Grant in Jurassic Park makes a comment about kids smelling, he's right. They have like a kid that's been like at preschool all day playing has a distinct fucking smell.
Yeah.
And it's like, it is a smell where it's like, it's not BO, but it's kind of like a proto BO.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you've been playing hard.
Probo.
You need to take a bath. Probo. Get in the bath, Probo. You fucking stink.
Whenever, I mean, I probably have it too, and I can't smell it, but there's a distinct smell when my dad and my brother sweat after working out in the garage. That is a very
Like it lingers around the
that
garage.
is a very
kinda deal?
unique and
Yeah.
not a smell I enjoy. I always remember like
Yeah, I also don't like the smell of bonding.
because I remember so well being a kid, and I'm like playing like the Super Nintendo in my room,
Yeah.
thoroughly enjoying it, and I hear because my dad had his own shop, body shop behind our house for many, many years, wherever we live.
Is that where we're recording now?
Right now, we're living
Yeah.
in the first body shop that he had.
Yeah, the Holland deck.
The Holland Deck. That we, right now, we're technically right behind it. The 2-car garage section.
Works so much better for recording in there.
But I remember like the sound of like, oh, fuck, dread, because it's like, I don't want to turn this off, and he's going to want me to turn it off. But I remember,
the Super Nintendo?
Yeah, I remember the sound of me about having to stop and go outside was me enjoying myself, and then hearing the sliding glass door open and close, and then I get hit with that smell. And I'd be like,
Bonding smell.
oh, fuck. And then open the door, turn that off and go outside, pick up sticks. God damn it. So, yeah. That's about 20 minutes. That's about good intro length.
All right, that's good.
All right.
Hey, I'm Dave. Let's do this.
Let's get some shit out your fur.
Cut that matted shit out your fur. Just like they do in Dragon's Lair.
Yeah. You hear that, Dave?
I do hear that. It sounds like, I'm over here, read me. It sounds like the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the SNES Library, 1991 to 1998, courtesy of Master Mold Mike, written by Pat Contry.
Perfect.
Which, of course, ushers in a segment that I like to call Dave Reads from Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the SNES Library, 1991 to 1998 by Pat Contry. Dragon's Lair, genre, action platformer. Release date, February 1993. Region, North America. PAL, whatever PAL means. I don't even know what it means. I hear it all the time. I know it's Europe.
It's because they're our
Pal.
greatest, they're our allies.
They're our buddies.
They're pal.
Some of them.
Yeah.
Kind of depends on the decade, I think. Developer, Motive Time. Motive Time.
That doesn't sound good.
It gets better. Publisher, Data East. Not a great, I don't know. Data East had some, they had some strikes in the past. And players, 1 through 2. Special features, password save, which, boy, remind me to talk about the password save, okay?
Yeah.
Before I forget. And availability, I'm not going to say, because that's going to help your
Very true.
question
It
later
would.
that I ask you. Storm the battlements and brave Mordok's castle. It starts. I'm not going to read this verbatim, but essentially this is a action platformer that is based on the proto QuickTime event arcade game Dragon's Lair, which came out like super early.
So early, beautiful, amazing.
Way ahead of its time.
Saved arcades for years, from my understanding. Like, it was such a huge breakthrough success, and I totally understand why.
Why?
It's beautiful.
It is
like,
beautiful.
It's like nothing else that was available. My parents could have walked through an arcade, saw that, and been like, holy shit, what is that?
And you could be like, that is a laser disc. And they'd be like,
Yep.
stop making up words. Because Laserdisc is like one of those things where it's like, I didn't realize it was around in 83, like when this game came out. Because it's like, holy shit, man.
I was about to say, I remember my elementary school having laser discs.
Really?
We would watch the whole fifth grade would get together in the biggest classroom we had and watch dinosaur videos on laser discs.
Sure. No, I remember that too. We had Laserdisc in my elementary school too, but this was 1983.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that is wild, man. And it's like, how familiar are you with Don Bluth?
Not.
Okay. So Don, you probably are, you just don't realize it.
Well, he's Michael and Job's other uncle.
Donnie Bluth.
Okay, yeah.
Donnie Bluth. He's not a magician, he's an animator. And he used to work for Walt Disney
cartoon
Productions.
Magician.
Walt Disney,
Yeah.
the biggest of cartoon magicians. No one knows where his body is. Don Bluth was an animator at Disney Productions, and he left. I think he worked on Sleeping Beauty. I could be wrong. He left and created his own animation studio, and he made movies such as, actually, I've got a list, but An American Tail,
Loved it.
The Land Before Time, Secret of Nim. Those are the three that I can name off the top of my head. And then it starts to get fuzzy because I haven't seen many of them. Oh, All Dogs Go to Heaven, Rockadoodle, and that's where I fell off. Rockadoodle was I remember being a kid and
I think me too. I feel like that is about right. That's the right time.
Because I was
and I didn't love Rockadoodle.
No, I didn't either. And that was the one that was just kind of all right. But Secret of Nim, baller. An American Tail, fuck yeah. Come on. But that was, and I think Don Bluth's the studio, fantastic animation, love it. But what made An American Tail and Land Before Time, the third movie, great was Steven Spielberg and Don Bluth working together, because Spielberg he was involved in An American Tail and Land Before Time, and then kind of weirdly Bluth Studio wasn't involved with Fievel Goes West. That was straight up just Steven Spielberg, because they had creative differences, and Steven Spielberg gave it that his studio did it, his animation studio.
I think you should go west, Don. No!
I refuse. East. It's the first West Coast East Coast battle, essentially. And then after Rockadoodle,
So he'll be in Asia? How would that?
no, anywhere east. Doesn't matter.
East Germany? Yeah. I don't like that, Don.
What I want to see is
He goes through a crack in the wall.
I want to see some Eastern block animation is what I want to see the. I don't know. Anyway, never mind. I take it all back. I don't want to see it. After Rockadoodle, we get into the three that I don't know anything about. Thumbelina. I remember seeing trailers or commercials for
I've
that
heard
as a
of
kid,
Thumbelina.
and I remember even seeing the commercials. I was like, nah, I'm not into that.
It's a baby movie.
I mean, yeah, essentially. Essentially. A Troll in Central Park.
Never heard of that one.
And The Pebble and the Penguin. And the Penguin. Sorry, not The Pebble in the Penguin. It's not a story about a penguin with a hemorrhoid.
I want to
The Pebble and
It's about a penguin in his cloaca. He sits on a pebble and it gets up there. He can't piss, shit, or cum. It's very dramatic.
It sounds like I actually probably would enjoy that quite a bit. But those are the movies that he worked on.
Rockadoodle sounds it. Now that you said that,
that's the cliff.
Yeah,
that's when it jumped the shark for me.
I agree, and I remember whenever my cousin got married, that her then husband, because I was the ring bearer, and so the husband's cousin was the flower girl. Everybody was like, "Oh, they look so cute together." I remember so we sat together and we talked
wait
and
to see
we
how
flirted.
This gets back to Rockadoodle.
and a bunch of shit. And I was like, okay, I kind of like this girl. And I remember but of course after the wedding was over, I didn't see her, talk to her for a year. And then my cousin was like, hey, I forget her name now. She's coming over with her brother. Why don't you come over too? Remember I did, and we watched Rockadoodle together.
Yeah.
I didn't like the movie, and it was really awkward. We didn't know what to say to each other. It was just very weird.
I didn't like Rockadoodle either. I remember where I was when I saw it because like I loved The Land Before Time as a kid. I love dinosaurs. And I didn't get to see Land Before Time in movie theaters because I think I was probably like 6 or something like that. And, you know, when I'm 6, it's like sometimes I get to see the movies I want to see. Sometimes I don't. You know what I mean? And then I remember seeing Rockadoodle in the theater with my mom. And I remember like she was trying to sell it to me. Like after the fact, you know what I mean? Where it's like, that wasn't too bad, was it?
I didn't waste my money, right? Right? No.
Validate the purchase that I made for you. Did you enjoy it? And it's like, look, I enjoyed going to the movies. Like, don't get me wrong.
The popcorn was very
Absolutely.
good. Mom.
To this day, I can go and watch a shitty movie in the theater, and as long as I have a big tub of popcorn and a fucking drink, it's like, it's fine. It's fine.
It's a good place to eat this and take a nap.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Man, I hate falling asleep during movies.
Because
Like,
what was it? A post like Sean Muldowney made the other day about like, I actually stayed up through this whole movie. I haven't not fallen asleep in a movie theater in years.
Oh, wow.
And I was just like, I've never done that. That blows my mind.
you've never fallen asleep in a movie
I mean,
theater?
I have enough trouble sleep. I'd have to like take an Ambien and then go see a movie, which I haven't done.
We're going on a trip. Yeah, I've fallen asleep during movies. I've fallen asleep during movies that it does not make sense to fall asleep during. Inception, I fell asleep during Inception.
That's a lullaby.
Like near the end, like where it's all like
Whenever Nikki wants to put you to sleep, she just
I just think about a top spinning. Yeah, I fell asleep during the end of that because it just like, I don't know, man. I guess I was really tired. And then it gets to a point where like it's been building and building and building to the point where it's just like, it's built too much. I'm just going to like close my eyes.
How many dreams inside of dreams are they in now?
Yeah.
I'm gonna dream.
You're right. Exactly. You just inspired me to take a nap. It's like, let's see what kind of adventures are in my dreams. But I did see the movie.
Why is Ellen Page there? I don't want to think about it.
I did watch it again. I liked it. Good movie.
Yeah. No, I like
Feel
it.
bad I fell asleep during it the first time, but that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes we fall asleep when we shouldn't.
Sometimes.
Dragon's Lair.
Okay, seeing that this arcade game was as big and as great as it was. Like,
Yes.
Melissa had never heard of it. I showed her footage of you
She'd
playing
never heard
it.
of it.
And I showed her, like, your stream last night. Like,
Thank you.
I'll pull it up today.
Tell all your friends, please.
And she was like, this looks great. I would totally play this. This looks fantastic. I was like, yeah, it really does. They ported this to the NES and SNES.
And they didn't stop there. Like, they ported it to a bunch of stuff. Because it's like,
I just don't understand why.
we need to say, like, I know that we mentioned that Don Bluth worked on this game, but what we mean by that is this game is a cartoon. It's essentially a cartoon where
Cartoon you can play.
Choose your own adventure. Choose your own adventure cartoon that kind of relies on you to input directions or a sword attack based on what's happening on the screen.
Yep.
What I was playing that you saw me play was the Steam version, which had like on-screen indicators. I've never played the arcade version. And the reason I've never played it is because I've seen it in arcades, but every time I see it, it's so quiet. Like that arcade machine is so quiet compared to like the cacophony of all the machines where it's like, I can't hear it. If I'm going to play this game, I want to like hear it because it looks
I want to hear
so
my
good.
bones hit the ground.
Yeah, exactly. Which I love that. Like I love the death animation where he just kind of looks Dirk, the knight in the game, just kind of crosses his arms and like turns to bones as he like they just scatter to the floor.
Oh, all nuts.
Yeah, it's very much a 80s sitcom.
Knuckin' foots.
Mug at the screen. So yeah, absolutely. They take that and then port it to a whole bunch of like home consoles.
That in no way could handle it.
Can't do it.
At all.
They can't do it.
So why? I don't understand.
I mean, I'll tell you why. That's because it's 10 years later and they would like to make more money on Dragon's Lair.
Here, squeeze this stone. See if you get any blood out of it.
Pretty much. Because I mean, this did come out 10 years after the arcade game. I don't know, man. Dragon's Lair, the arcade game, is in the Smithsonian with like two other video games. I think it's like Pac-Man and God, I can't remember what the other one is. Probably Pong. I don't know. That might be wrong. But I'm just going off the top of my head here.
Baby's Kids.
Baby's Kids. All right, they got 3 games: Dragon's Lair, Home Improvement for the Super Nintendo, and Shower with Your Dad Simulator. When our civilization is wiped out in the year 2020, and then the aliens find us 2,000 years down the road, they're going to be like, this is what they thought was entertainment. Home Improvement. It says here that our males do not need to read the instruction manual.
They were postcog. Yes, of course they were.
But yeah, this game did not translate well to home consoles. I think it's fair to say.
Especially, we're talking about the SNES version, but especially the NES version. Like, I don't.
Which is the one you got excited for, because it's awful.
Because I was like, yeah, there's no one's like, fuck yeah, this game. None of us got past the first screen, but fuck yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I've watched the Angry Video Game Nerd, his episode on the NES version, but I've never played it. I thought about playing it last night, like just be like, let's compare all these different versions.
After I watched that, I tried it, and I was like, he made it look easy by comparison of how it feels to try.
Really?
Whew.
The Super Nintendo version doesn't like really control well or anything. It is they take a quick time event, the game, and which sounds disparaging, but it's like, I gotta remember the time period. Way ahead of its time. Like, not just with the laser disc, just with like, the animation, the way it looked, and like
the concept.
Absolutely. The sound. I mean, all of it, like light years ahead. And like, if I had been a kid and seen it, because I never saw it as a kid, then I absolutely would have been drawn to it.
It's very playable today.
Yeah. And my parents might have like tried. My dad wouldn't have, but my mom might want to try to pull me away when they saw Princess Daphne and her nipples with the like as long as AK bullets. Real horny animators.
There's going to be a kid born in 1984 next year who's really going to be into this when he's a teenager.
Yes. Yeah. So like the thing that you find Princess Daphne and like that's the whole quest in the arcade game and the Super Nintendo version. Your name is Dirk. You are after Princess Daphne, who has been captured and being held prisoner in a castle by a dragon named Singe. Like that's it. That's the plot. In the arcade game, you go through different animated scenes. And in the Super Nintendo game, you platform through pretty much the same 3 levels that kind of rotate through.
I mean, I guess the platforming angle, okay. I guess that naturally sort of makes sense.
Super Nintendo can handle that.
Yeah.
They've proven themselves. The Super Nintendo can handle platforming.
Yep.
But like the levels are straight up like, okay, you got the castle, you got the outer castle level. You have like an underground kind of like cavern area. You have this like interior castle dungeon level. And then those are essentially the basic building blocks of this game.
You got outside castle, hot castle, water castle.
They just rinse and repeat. It's like, those are your backdrops pretty much for every level in the game.
I feel like that Data East was like, I mean, this is going to suck, right? We can't do this. So just like, let's just put something together.
Well, they just decided to publish it. You know what I mean? Let us not forget Motive Time.
Motive Time.
The developer we've all grown to know and love, Motive Time. Data East is one of those publishers where it's like, man, there's some good ones on that list, but there's also some real fucking misses.
Yeah. And there are some like...
Data East was always like the biggest gamble for me as a kid. Because it's like with LJN, I knew. You see that rainbow, you knew this is going to be a bad game. But like Data East always kind of felt like, well, I've played a few of these and they were really good.
Yeah.
But usually they're not. So I don't know. I think Burger Time's Data East.
That's all right.
I think it's all right.
Because it's black ice that you can't see and you have to watch out for. So everything in this castle is covered in black ice because you are fucking okay.
The fragrance that you get at the car wash, not real black ice.
Because remember that? Okay, there's that Barbie game for the NES where it's nigh unplayable because Barbie is so big.
Come on,
and
Barbie,
tall.
let's go party.
Right.
The game.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I
I
feel
think
like
that was developed by Aqua
You're right.
and published by MTV.
That Dirk is he's very tall for the screen.
Lanky
in
boy.
my opinion.
He's a long boy.
And his jump is slow and he moves so much during his jump.
Like, what do you mean? Like he
Because-
covers so much distance with his
Yeah,
jump?
the animation is he's sort of like the worst version of Luigi.
All right, I like this.
And that he's slippery and he's floaty.
Yeah.
And his jump is slow.
It's like a multiplicity, but Luigi copied himself, and then the copy made a copy, and then the copy made a copy, and then the copy made a copy, and then put on some chainmail.
And then one thing I really, really hate that you can't swing your sword when you're jumping in the air.
Yeah.
You have like a sub-weapon you can throw,
Yes.
but you can't swing your sword.
This game can be summed up in 2 words. Shitty Castlevania.
Yeah.
Shitty Castlevania.
Yep.
Because it's like it takes everything that Castlevania does and does it worse.
Everything.
Everything.
Yep.
But you can tell that is absolutely where they were drawing inspiration from.
Yeah.
They were like,
Because the music is very like,
I love the music.
the music is good.
It does not,
I agree. It does
not fit the game, but I love the music because the music's almost got this like. What I love about the music is it is very like it feels very 80s to me. Like it's like heavy, like dark synth. It almost feels like it's not John Carpenter, but it reminds me of John Carpenter's like music, you know. And it's like okay, all right, this is great, but doesn't really fit the setting, and it definitely doesn't mimic what I heard in the arcade version. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know we say this a lot, but this very much feels like a game that was developed and then they were like, let's make it Dragon's Lair. Yeah. And I say that because the first boss in the game is it's a giant snake, right? Like this giant cartoon coral snake.
That looks like clip art to me. Like absolutely like a trumpet-ish snake. Like it's just...
It's bad. It's bad. They take it from...
And even when you defeat it, it does like a star wipe away. Like it's...
a star wipe?
Or just a tumbling like...
Oh, yeah. They're like, hey, Mode 7's a thing we can use.
Yeah, it's fucking awful.
The whole boss fight essentially is like Mode 7, the demo. And there is like, I swear, like, okay, so here's the deal. The coral snake is in the arcade game. Those exist in the arcade game. And I will give this game credit. I think that it does a good job of taking characters and enemies from the game, from the arcade game, and then making sprites out of them and putting them into this. I'll give it credit for that. The music, for the most part, and the sprite work. I feel like the sprite works good.
What sprite does not work in this side-scrolling platformer?
What's that?
Because in the game, when you fight that Black Knight, who whenever he slams his sword down, it lights up panels of the floor. You have to jump around.
The techno floor.
But when you're in a side-scroller, it doesn't work because he slams his sword down. It's just like
it just goes left and right.
A little worm slides across the floor. Either way, you just jump over.
Right.
Fucking stupid.
But I do think that the game should get credit for actually taking characters from the arcade game and putting them in.
They had some of the source material.
They did.
Oddly enough, one of my biggest gripes is the way he swings his sword.
It's the worst. But he swings his sword like that because that's how he swings it in the arcade game. And they made the wrong decision.
Yeah, and I see, because I was thinking about that, because I get it. Like, all right, he swings his sword like this in a downward angle, and it's fucking awful. But we're gonna use it because he does it in the game.
Because he does it in the original, in the source material.
But that's that same logic is like, all right, so we're making a Kindle. Great. All right. Upload the books like the Kindle, but every time you turn a page, instead of just going to the next page, it's going to be a very slow page turning animation.
Yeah.
Like, because that's what you do in books. So we're going to keep it from books to ebooks.
Or more, it's like...
We're going to keep the source material from book to ebook. It's wonderful.
I think it's worse than that. I think it's like if they were making a Kindle and they're like, you know what I love about books? What's that? When it's windy, they're impossible to read. So we're going to put a sensor in it, and if it's windy, it just turns off.
The letters fly away.
It turns into a fun mini game where you just try to like swipe pages back to where
you have to go on the other side and blow, try to keep the letters on the page.
So that's Dragon's Lair for the SNES in a nutshell.
Like that one, that Game Boy Advance game where it had the solar panel sensor. So if you played it outside in the daylight, that it would charge your like meter and you could kill vampires, and it was really fun. So of course, like I'm outside getting sunburned trying to play that fucking game because my skin is just white.
Because you are a vampire.
I'm a vampire. And then of course trying to play it without any sun power, and it's very difficult.
So they made the wrong decision.
Yep.
But it's tough. That's a tough design decision to make because you're like, we want this game to be reminiscent of the arcade game. So we want to have characters in the platformer that behave very much like they do in the arcade game. And they do. I feel like they do make a pretty good effort at that. Sometimes it fails miserably. Unfortunately, one of those failures is what the main character does to kill enemies, which is something you have to do a lot.
Yes.
Because he swings that sword like a golf club.
Yeah, 100%. Because I was watching you play it, I was like, why the fuck does he swing it like it's... And of course, all the power-ups, like if there were Castlevania where you have to get the candles, it's if they were all just like ankle level.
They were just low. Yeah, they're just low.
This is dumb.
It's dumb. It is. It's dumb. It is I cannot imagine like knowing that Super Castlevania 4 exists and then being like
Castlevania 1 exists.
Yeah, that's no joke. Yeah, all of the Castlevania games are better
Kid
than
Dracula exists.
I really want to play Kid Dracula. I've never played Kid Dracula. I've heard it's good. But yeah, this is like that's what hurts this game so much is the fact that they've made a Castlevania game that's very bad.
Yep.
And I truly do think it does have these elements of, was this another game that they just slapped a Dragon's Lair skin on? Because that coral snake boss that I was talking to you about, do you remember what he does?
Opens his mouth.
He does, and he spits something. What's he spit?
I don't recall.
Eggs. What's in the eggs? Baby pterodactyls.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Why?
Like the shitty little weird, like they look like gummy pterodactyls that you would get out of a literal pouch.
Why? Those are not in the Dragon's Lair arcade game.
Good observation. Very good.
It makes no sense.
I mean, that's why it's snake eggs. Pterodactyls.
They're purple baby pterodactyls. So it's one of those
This
where
was
it's like,
supposed to be Joe and Mac 4.
maybe Joe and Mac 3 or some shit. Well, it was Joe and... all right, I can see why you'd be confused. It's Joe and Mac 7 in Japan, but just Joe and Mac 3 in the United States.
We didn't get the other Joe and Macs.
So whenever I refer to it as Joe and Mac 7.
Good. Just to make Miller mad.
Yeah.
Miller's like, no, Joe and Mac 3!
just to be an insufferable person. Just kidding. 6 is 3. Just kidding. Miller's insufferable.
But I love him anyway.
I do love him. There are other shitty bosses in this game. There's a big bat that fires like sonar at you.
Because it's the thing you can see and move away from.
Yep. And then there are other bosses too.
The final boss, the dragon.
Yeah.
At the end.
Who's by the way, whose floating disembodied head chases you throughout the entire game.
Yeah.
Also, not a thing.
Respawning every time you fucking turn around.
Dude, yes.
The respawns in this game.
Dude, they are horrible because it's like there is the level that I stopped playing on, the level that was just like, this is like, there are a lot of games that I'll play on stream. Prince of Persia, for example, which I still think fantastic port.
I'm with you, yeah.
But that's a game where it's like, I could see this being frustrating, but it's also a game that it's like, I feel like I could learn. Fucking Dragon's Lair is just like, it's chaos. It's like SpaghettiOs. It's like, it's
this game is SpaghettiOs.
This game equals SpaghettiOs. It is one of those where it's like, I'm on this level.
SpaghettiOs and like 4 paper towels.
Oh, dude, you know what it is? And this is probably going to backfire on me because you probably loved these. But I remember being like 7 years old, going over to a kid's house, and he was like, I'm hungry. Are you hungry? Yes. You want SpaghettiOs? Yes, I do want SpaghettiOs. Do you have SpaghettiOs with meatballs? And I remember him saying, meatballs? We get the ones with hot dogs. And it's like, what is this madness?
I didn't know they came like that.
Yeah, they had like, oh, maybe his mom made them special. I don't know. But I think I remember seeing the can of like SpaghettiOs with like hot dog bits. You know what I mean? Like where you take a hot dog,
instead of a can, it came in a trailer, a small single wide trailer. You would open the door and the SpaghettiOs and the hot dogs would come out.
Some assembly required. But I
could only get them with food stamps. It was the damnedest thing.
Look, I know that's not true because this kid his parents were doing pretty fucking well. And I mean, it's not a huge measure, but they were definitely doing better than I am right now. But it's like one of those where it's like, that's what this game...
But you eat your spaghetti and your hot dogs separately like a human.
Like a goddamn American. I don't eat my SpaghettiOs the French way.
With foie gras and hot dogs.
All right, don't get me started on foie gras. It is the worst.
I don't care for it.
The fucking worst. Yeah. That's like when I was working in Lexington at this like high-end luxury retailer. Like, man, they would have opening houses and stuff, and it was like people would come in and they would bring out the foie gras, they would bring out the caviar, and it is like out of all of that food,
they bring out the lobster from Cowboy Bebop. It's actually not any good, but everyone eats it because it's posh.
Yes, I think that's the Ganymede
rock lobster.
Yeah, I think that's it. And man, all of that food was not good. Like all of it is just so like. I remember trying foie gras and being like, y'all just pretend to like this because you can afford it.
That's why I'm not a big fan of French food. I never have been.
Yeah, I'm not super either.
I mean,
obviously.
I think any like high-end French sauce, a Mexican mole made very well with very good ingredients can stand up to any fucking French food.
Well, I think, like, correct me if I'm wrong. I never went to culinary school, but you did learn while you were there that the point of French cuisine is to torture as many animals as possible.
Yeah, yeah. Because I remember there was that radio lab about, because to get foie gras, you force feed geese to death till it pickles their liver, you pluck it out, foie gras. So... And it's inhumane. It's awful.
And we wonder why they're so mean. Yeah. Those animals are so mean.
A guy in like Spain figured out how to do it without force feeding them. Like he gave them such a happy, stable, safe environment. They would stay there and they wouldn't migrate. They would just stay there and eat.
Yeah, we'll pickle our organs ourselves.
No. We'll do it happily. It's fine. And it's supposed to like the quality was better. It was more humane that they would do it. But the French were so mad that this Spaniard figured it out. They changed it to where like it's only foie gras if you force feed the goose.
They do that a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's like champagne. It's not champagne unless it is from the region.
Yep.
And it's like, but really though? Because it's like, I mean, they made a lot of video games in Japan, but they let us call them video games over here too. Yeah.
Hope I can find that bit about the foie gras.
Which bit?
The radio lab.
Oh, the radio lab. The one you were literally just talking about. Yeah.
One. I also feel bad because I feel like I was talking shit about food stamps a second ago for the trailer SpaghettiOs. Like I am not. I just thought it would make the joke the next level, so I apologize.
No, you're a piece of shit. We all get it.
I'm a little bit of a piece of shit.
No, I get it.
But the trailer can I stand by.
Look, man, I remember being 3 years old and living in a trailer. I remember that. So I mean, it's like, and we did not have SpaghettiOs with hot dogs. Is my point.
Here's just ketchup.
Yeah, pretty much just ketchup.
Ketchup soup.
I also remember
Here's some Cheerios. Pretend they're SpaghettiOs.
The first Halloween that I can remember involved my dad running out of the house in a rage with like very few clothes on because some kids had smashed the pumpkins. And he was so mad.
Those were eating pumpkins.
No, he was. This is kind of sweet. He was so mad that those kids had like ruined my the first Halloween that I would remember. And it's like, meanwhile, I was just scared that my dad was really mad.
That is sweet, but yeah, that's what you remember. I remember how fucking mad you were, jerk.
I remember you running out of the house in a murderous rage to kill two teenagers.
It's our emotional gift of the Magi.
Exactly. So, and just to set the record straight, by 4 years old, we were in a house.
For a time, my parents lived in the trailer next door to my house because
The one that had the
there are
kid
two
in
rental
it?
house property trailers. Yeah, that had the kid who wanted to see
Henry's diapers.
They always would stay in. My dad would suddenly, on a lark, be like, I sold the house. We'll move into a trailer for a little while. Make my mom really fucking mad. It was a good deal. I sold it. Let's go. We have a week to get out of the house. Get your shit.
See, I moved around a lot.
Well, are we going to buy another one? I'm going to look for probably about 2 years for just like the right deal.
Yeah.
And then I'll sell it again like a year into it, and we'll do this all over again.
You guys didn't. You moved around a lot as a kid, but stayed in the area.
Yeah, I moved like 8 or 9 times within like a 10-mile area.
See, I also moved 8 or 9 times, but like every time it was crossing several state
And
borders.
that makes a little more sense.
It does, but there are definite drawbacks to that because it's like, man, I remember making friends, and as I'm making the friends, it's like, you won't be my friend in 2 years.
Yeah.
They're like, I won't remember your name when I'm 38, and I don't.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I was just like, are we moving somewhere where I can call all my other friends that live in other parts of Marshall County that like I wanted to get area calling for? Nope, you're still an 898 number. You're not going to talk to anybody on the phone ever.
Man, you just brought me back with the phrase area calling.
Yep.
Wow. Let me bring you back, but not so far back. Free nights and weekends.
I remember that in my freshman year of college. But I remember like back in middle school, like because I had an 898 number, Josh had a 527 number. So I would call Josh, pick up, hey, call me back. All right. So we did that for a while. My parents were like, nope, we're getting a charge every time you call and he picks up. And I was like, what if I just call, let it ring once, and immediately hang up?
It's like a code.
Yep. So it's just like if the phone only rang once, oh, it's Tyler, I'll call him back. So sometimes I'd wonder, like, all right, he coming right back? Okay, cool. Then it's like, is he home? Did he not get it? Or I'm going to call back and let it ring once again.
And his mom answers, stop.
I'm going to get in trouble, Renee. Why'd you answer the phone?
Dragon's Lair.
Today's kids will never understand.
There are sub-weapons in it, like Castlevania.
Yeah.
What I think is hilarious is that one of those sub-weapons is a boomerang. It's like a Ninja Star boomerang.
Mm-hmm.
You throw it. It's a Ninja Star. Mm-hmm. You throw it, and then it like arcs upwards, and it comes back to you like a boomerang. But like instead of like a cool boomerang where you can catch it, it just cuts you. It just hurts you. So you have to, if you throw it and miss, you have to duck under the very weapon that you just threw at an enemy. And also, a lot of the enemies are like pretty much the size of the character's nose.
Yep.
There are a lot of like tiny like flying bats and
pterodactyls,
baby pterodactyls and stuff like that, where it's just like, oh God. And I mean, I guess that's like, I can't complain about that too terribly much because you run into that with Castlevania as well. But it's like but
at least your boomerang doesn't hurt you.
Exactly. Right. If the cross ring came back, it's like, fuck, I'm a vampire. Shit.
Yeah, why doesn't it hurt Simon? He's not a vampire.
Yeah.
Or a bat.
I guess they could. I guess the developer
It's made out of human flesh, so it doesn't hurt humans. So
Motive Time very well could have been like, well, it's a fucking Ninja Star. Of course it's going to hurt you.
we don't want to teach kids they can just throw Ninja Stars all around willy-nilly.
It's true.
Isn't that episode of South Park? Come on.
And then they also kind of like reminded me a little bit, tiny bit of Ghosts and Goblins, mainly just because of like how a lot of the sub-weapons work. I feel like obviously there are sub-weapons in Castlevania, but I feel like it worked more like the sub-weapons in Ghosts and Goblins, mainly because if you were to compare those two games and like if one of these games had a weapon that hurt yourself, which one would it be? Probably Ghosts and Goblins.
Yeah.
That's probably the one.
Yeah.
Which, don't get me wrong, I love Ghosts and Goblins, but I do not love the SNES version of Dragon's Lair.
Yeah. I don't.
It's a bad game.
2 people do that we know of, apparently.
2 people do.
But it's because you were a kid.
Presumably.
Play it again now. Play it again. Really, you're not going to like it as much. Go ahead.
You won't. The music is good. I want to stress that. Most of the music is good. There is a track in the game that like this came out before Donkey Kong Country. There is a track in the game where it's like, this sounds like a fucking Donkey Kong Country track. Like it's that well composed. It's not that well like executed, but it's like, the actual like melody in the song itself is like, I feel like is on par with that. The music it does not fit the game, but I feel like it is the game's best quality. That and the care that they took to try to match the characters and enemies in the game to the game, but they just didn't do a good job.
No.
It's like they realized that it would be a good idea, and then they just did not do a good job at that.
And the levels, because you're exploring a giant castle, so there are little levels inside of it. I think it's cool that they have different exits, secret exits, like Super Mario World.
I hate it. And the reason that I hate it is because it's like in Super Mario World, finding the secret exits are fun and they're not always necessary. Sometimes they're just secret exits that are just,
that's fair.
You don't have to find them, but if you do find them, great. In the Forest of Illusion, obviously, you have to find secret exits.
It's the Forest of Illusion. That's the point.
It makes sense. And it's like you don't always have to do it. In Dragon's Lair for the Super Nintendo, that's the only way to get out of hell, essentially, because it's like if you don't find the secret exits, you're just constantly looping around this fucking castle map until you find the secret exit, and then you're like, oh, okay, now I can progress.
Yeah.
The other thing is there is a password save feature in this game. Great, right? That's fantastic. We can save our progress.
Let's make it really difficult to taxing to put in.
Yeah, let's make it like its own kind of level. Let's make it like its own.
They would love that.
Yeah, its own super unfun level where you just go up to pedestals and whack them with your fucking golf club sword, and each time you whack it, a different letter appears, and it's like, how many times should we make them do that? I don't know, like 6 times. Cool. That's not gonna take forever at all. Hey man, that's added value. Just that's some game content right there.
How long is the game? 6 hours with password input.
Right? Yeah, exactly. An hour of that is password input. And then the other thing about it is they don't give you passwords enough because what I found myself in was this. This is what I hated the most about the game. This horrendous fucking loop where it's like
the new bit. What Dave hated most about the game.
All right. We can totally do that if you want to. Can we get a banjo? Can we get it on a real banjo though? Can we get a banjo, dude? Anyone out there know how to play a banjo?
Anybody know Steve Martin?
Here's what I hate the most about the game.
Can we pay Steve Martin on Cameo to do a little intro on the banjo?
We probably can, but we might not be able to get the royalties to replay it over and over again. So we've established the fact that in order to progress through the game, you have to find these secret exits. That's the only way to do it. Otherwise, you're just looping around this fucking hellscape castle track. All right, whatever. First mistake. But the thing that makes it the worst is it gets really hard, and you can go back. You can go back to levels that you've previously completed and collect 1-ups and collect shields. Shields are your life force. If you run out of shields, you're dead.
Yep, turn to bones.
Exactly. Yeah, you turn to bones, a la the arcade version. I feel like they tried, They're like, this is how he dies in the arcade version, this is how he dies in the Super Nintendo version. Kids will never know the difference. Yeah. These dumb fuckers eat fucking frankfurters in their SpaghettiOs. They'll eat it up. They'll love it. But what I hate about it is you don't get passwords frequently enough. So what happens is I will try to get through a level. I'll lose all of my lives but one because of some stupid fucking bullshit that I can't control, whether it's like a leap of faith jump or it's one of those where it's like
fucking underwater segments.
Where it's like, oh, you had to take a jump and then, you're in water, you're dead. Which is
what happens when you jump into water? I go back to the womb. It's just like I'm back inside the womb, floating in the fetal position, inside a bubble, warm and happy.
Exactly.
Inside my mother. Let's do that at the Dragon's Lair then. Let's do that.
All right, let me put a pin in what I was saying and address this new thing about the water levels.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. This is good. Yes, you travel in the water, any water segment in a bubble. All right? So let's let that sink in. You're in a bubble. Okay, that kind of makes sense, I guess. You get your air and all that. there are fish underwater, and they attack you with
Bubbles.
Which no matter how much I tell myself that bubble that looks like a tiny version of the thing that I am in is going to hurt me. It's like, it is so dumb.
It is.
And it's like
Yeah,
Sonic the fucking Hedgehog has trained me where it's like, I'm underwater. There's a bubble. Go to it.
I want to keep going. Yep. Nope.
Go to it. Chase the bubble.
Air kills me when you're underwater.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's a misstep right there for sure. But what I hate about the game is I would get down to like one life and then it's like, well, in order to progress, I need to go farm more lives. So I go all the way back to like the second level, get a life, finish the stage, get a life, finish the stage, start it over again, just repeat it until I've got lives. And then I go back and try to finish the level that I was working on.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, if you just give me a password like where I didn't have to do this, that would be so much better.
Yep.
So much better. But then again, in the game's defense, it was 1993. A lot of games were doing that kind of bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can't blame it too much, but it's compounded by the fact that it is not fun to play.
Yeah.
If it were fun to play and it's like, because like, dude, I do that in Super Mario World, you know, where it's like, I'm going to go back to that area. I'm going to go back to that secret area. I'm just going to stock up on power-ups. I'm just going to do that several times. And then I'm going to keep on trucking on Star Road or something. You know what I mean? And it's like, but that's okay because it's fun. And in Super Mario World, you can press start, select, and go back to the main map. Can't do that in Dragon's Lair.
Nope.
So it's like if you commit to, if you start a level, you're committed to that level until you die or exit.
So watching you play last night, I was hit. I was like, why does Dirk underwater remind me of something else? So I'm watching you play, trying to like push barrels and shit and trying to get all these snakes crowding every little exit and crack you have to squeeze through as fetal position Dirk in a bubble.
Yeah.
And I was like, and accompanying it was the sound of like, brr, brr, like a chirping, like high pitch. Like, what is this memory? Why does this remind me of it? And I just this second figured it out.
What was it?
The dual tech between Frog and Ayla. Whenever he blows a bubble, Ayla gets in it in a position and just spins around and goes over the enemy. Bubble pop, she falls onto him. It's that animation. It's like him kind of twirling around in a fetal position in a bubble, trying to get around underwater.
Got to be careful because if you make that claim, Square absolutely took that from Dragon's Lair. The way the timeline works out.
Yeah, it's
because
true.
93 is early.
It
like,
is.
It predates Donkey Kong Country, so it's like it's tough because it's like I'm sitting here like, yeah, some of the segments remind me of Donkey Kong Country, which I really love. But this game came first.
I think somebody else, Choctaw, said Earthworm Jim at some point in the stream last night.
Yes, he mentioned Earthworm Jim, and I think I didn't talk to him about it in depth, but I also got that vibe from it, which really hurts because I really like Earthworm Jim, even though his creator is like totally off the fucking rails now. But anyway, like I love Earthworm Jim, love Earthworm Jim 2. I think a lot of it is the sound effects, truly, because it's like the sound effects in the SNES version of Dragon's Lair it's very cartoony. And it's like, and it makes sense because it's like, well, I mean, the arcade game was a cartoon, essentially. The sound effects in this game are going to be like cartoony. And they are cartoony and like in the arcade game, like Dirk will be, you'll exit a level and Dirk will be like, you know, it's like, okay, people don't do that in real life. They do that in cartoons.
Yeah.
Earthworm Jim is essentially like a cartoon, the video game in the 90s.
Yeah.
So I can
You're right.
I can definitely see that. And a lot of the stage layout too is very Earthworm Jim, where it's kind of open and
The stage where you're going between, in the overview of the castle, going level for level, you are Dirk, his head, with two tiny feet for ears that he's walking around as.
you're like that. You'll know this because you are definitely a Mega Man boy. I like Mega Man.
You are
but you're-
definitely a spaghetti, hot dog eater. You will know this.
you will know this shit. He reminded me Dirk on the overworld map, the one with just a head and feet, reminds me of the bot enemy in Mega Man. That's essentially a helmet and 2 feet. It's like Medbot or something. I don't know exactly
I can't remember
what
what it's called
But
either.
anyway, that's who he reminds me of.
You're
The
right,
listener knows.
100%.
Listeners are way smarter than us. They know what we're talking about.
Oh, and then the final boss, the dragon. I was expecting something more, and they fucking, I feel like they just like we're out of time. We're going to do this and fucking send it out.
No one made it here anyway.
Yeah. Because it's just like, the dragon from the game or from the arcade game, just standing there still. You cannot hurt its body. You have to jump up and throw knives and shit at its head.
Yeah.
While pterodactyls and other floating heads fucking swarm all over you.
Again with the pterodactyls.
Yeah, and that's all it is. It's just like, I'm gonna fire breath. Okay, very small, shitty animated fire breath. More like it's just like a dragon's fart, like out of its mouth. It's just jumping up, throwing at its head until it's dead, and then a heart with the characters in it. That's it. It's like, fuck off.
Yeah. We have the SNES port of Space Ace to look forward to. Space Ace being like
I've heard Space Ace is worse than this.
I have seen some screenshots of Space Ace, and I can say from the screenshots that it looks like it's probably worse somehow.
Yep.
But like Space Ace was like the third in the arcade Dragon's Lair trilogy, Space Ace being like the sci-fi spinoff. Dragon's Lair 2, apparently Rhythm Master Paul Korn of Piggy Palace Patreon episodes fame sent me a video to like Dragon's Lair 2, and it looks fucking bonkers. So,
do you have any other commentary?
don't play this game.
Yeah. Does it belong in IGN's top 100 SNES games?
It might belong on the bottom 100.
Bottom 100.
It may. Like I don't think it's like super deep at the bottom, but I think it might be in the bottom.
Yeah.
It is not. It was not an enjoyable experience. And it's like I knew it was not going to be great, so it's like and I also want to do a nice compare and contrast on the stream. That's why I played the arcade version first, because
Very
it's like,
good idea.
let's
Very
see
good
how
idea.
they're different.
Let's have the best time I'm going to have tonight right now.
Right now. Right. Let's get excited about it right now. So, yeah. I wouldn't recommend it. Not my thing.
Nope. Do you have any achievements?
I have some achievements that came in from Twitch chat. If you want to hang out on Twitch while I play some video games, I normally do that on Sunday nights at 8:30 Central. Feel free, please come join me, and you can help create achievements for the show. You can find it at twitch.tv/TADPOG_podcast. I had a lot of achievements come in for this game, which was fucking amazing. And I love that. I love that everybody was there for it. But I can't read all of them. So I've selected my favorite ones. The first achievement I've got comes in from Nate from Utah. And this achievement is, I need about Tree Fitty. In order to unlock, I need about Tree Fitty, you need to die 14 times because that is 14 quarters.
Nice. Very nice. Because Time Lord Josh Edward kept up with how much you would have spent on the Dragon's Lair, the arcade game, as you played through it to beat it.
Yeah, Time Lord Josh was helping with that. Rhythm Master Paul Korn was helping with that. Yeah, there was a toll going, a running toll, which is great. I love that. But I will say that like I would not have spent that money in the arcade. Next achievement I got comes from Bubba Shane, and this is Tiger Undercut. And in order to unlock Tiger Undercut, you need to swing your sword like Tiger Woods, which you pretty much unlock.
Always do.
The first time you swing your sword. Next achievement I've got comes from Usurper Grimm, and this is Sploosh. And in order to unlock Sploosh, you need to Bonnie Rotten yourself off a ledge to your death, because these controls are slippery as fuck.
Yeah.
And the last achievement I've got comes from Nick Price, and it is red, no, blue. In order to unlock red, no, blue, you need to fall off the bridge to your death in the first screen, which is absolutely possible to do.
Oh, yeah.
Tyler?
I've got one.
You got some achievements? You got an achievement?
I've got an achievement.
What you got?
Link's challenge run ain't got shit on me. And
what's a Link's challenge run?
Like Legend of Zelda Link, the original one, where one of the first challenge runs I ever heard of was just don't get the sword. At the very beginning, don't get it.
Oh, okay.
So beat Dragon's Lair for the SNES without swinging your
Without
sword.
using, so it's like the opposite of Tiger Undercut.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, cool. I got some questions for you.
Hell yeah.
I want to know if you were to buy this game, I want to know how much you pay for it on average. Talking about the Super Nintendo version, not the arcade version.
Yep. I feel like because the arcade game was so prolific, and I feel like this was rushed, that they probably like expected this to sell. We're going to get it out. We're going to do a big thing, and I think it's shitty, and it's going to be relatively cheap. So I'm going to say $6.
Tyler, actual retail value of Dragon's Lair loose, on average, according to PriceCharting.com, at the time of this recording is $11.47. Now, if I would have told you that the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the SNES Library 1991 to 1998 by Pat Contry said that this availability of this game was uncommon, would that have changed your answer?
Yeah, because common, remember last time was like $4 or $5. So yeah, I probably would have doubled it and said between 10 to 15.
All right, then I would definitely in the future not tell you the availability of the games.
Until now.
What's that?
Until now.
Until
after,
now?
After I've guessed.
Oh,
then you
right,
could
right.
say.
No, yeah, absolutely. After you guessed. No, never before when I'm reading from the Dave reads from Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the SNES Library 1991 through 1998 by Pat Contry. He's not paying us for this, but boy, I wish he was. Tyler.
I like Pat Contry's videos where he goes to flea markets
Yeah.
and trying to get games.
Yeah.
And the outrageous bullshit he puts up with.
Yeah. Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
I've had a lot of fun today,
Yeah, man.
and I love you.
I love you.
You've really been for me. You've really been for me.
Yeah, I
You've
have.
been for me.
You've been for me too.
You've been for me. Sometimes we call each other Ben.
Are you been for me?
Hey,
Yeah, man.
Can you be Ben for me and cut the mats, cut the shit out of my
Get
mat?
out of my pubes. Come on.
Come on, be a good Ben, please.
I should up my dick. It's awful. It's horrific.
And that is not a dig at any Bens. That's just our pet name for each other when shit needs to be cut out of our pubes. I have a couple questions for you before we close things out. First of which being, if you were to give this game, Dragon's Lair for the Super Nintendo, a beard that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of beard would you give it?
I would give it, my beard would be, do you remember a little movie called Beetlejuice?
Beetlejuice?
Beetlejuice.
Oh, shit, he's here.
Not the star that was suspected to have gone supernova, but Beetlejuice the movie.
Not the animated series.
Not the animated series.
Okay.
The movie.
With Pierre the
movie,
skeleton.
Where Alec Baldwin is trying to save Beetlejuice, and instead his jaw falls off.
I do remember that, yes.
I give it the jaw that has just fallen off, preventing you from doing what you want to do.
All right, perfect. Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give this game a pair of glasses that sums up how you feel about it, how would it relate to Gina Davis?
I believe what her eyeballs fall out of her head at
They
some
do.
point.
They do.
So the glasses of your eyeballs falling out of your head from just like, what the fuck am I watching?
All right, perfect. I love
He's
it.
swinging sort of like a golf club.
Come
My eyes
on.
are gone.
They're literally gone.
They're rolling across the floor.
They're as gone as the wieners in my SpaghettiOs. Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
I have likely 10 more questions
Hell
for you.
yes.
I have a quiz sent in from our Quizmaster
God bless you.
UK, Ross Rachel Green.
Our prime minister.
Yes.
Prime quisitor.
Ooh.
If you want a title that's not Ross Rachel Green, Prime Quisitor Ross Rachel Green.
Prime Quisitor. He did send in a quiz, and I am opening it right now. Truncate Silence, do your thing. All right, here we go. This quiz is entitled Dragons. This is a quiz I have had floating around in my head for a few days, but only not on Monday evening have I had time to type it up. That's relevant. To put things in context, we typically record on Mondays. So there we go.
Now we do, yes.
And I love it. Mondays,
It is much less stressful.
I'm the opposite of Garfield. Monday greater than Tuesday. Ross continues, questions and answers are in the standard format, and there is a bonus question at the end because this famous dragon hasn't appeared in a game you have played.
All right.
All right, so here we go. Are you ready, Tyler?
I'm ready.
This Super Nintendo game, despite its name, does not contain dragons. Double Dragon?
Yeah, Double Dragon. All right.
I mean, there's kind of a dragon in like the title screen, right? Does that count?
Yeah, but I don't think one actually appears in game, I guess.
Yeah. Is that Super Double Dragon? Is that what it's called on the...
Super Double Dragon.
I think it is Super Double Dragon.
I think so.
You want to do that?
There's a Double Dragon 4.
No, it's not Double Dragon 4. I don't
Double
think,
Dragon.
right?
Super Double Dragon.
Super Double Dragon. Let's go with that. Let's go with that.
SDD.
All right. Logging it in. It is, in fact, Super Double Dragon.
Nice.
You want to take a guess at the episode number?
18.
10.
All right.
It's a new game I play called I'm Not Going to Try to Guess the Episode Number.
I thought 10 was Blackthorn.
I don't know. Take it up with Take it up with the Prime
90,
Inquisitor.
90 was Blackthorn. What?
Nope. Blackthorn was super early. I felt like.
Oh, so
Maybe it
this
was
is-
20.
Okay.
We weren't big enough to get Megalixer's attention, I think, by episode 10.
Yeah, okay.
To be fair.
All right.
Because by episode 10, I think our downloads were literally a dozen.
6 of those were Blake because I'd asked him.
All right. And then we had Josh and Nicole. Like we knew who downloaded the episodes. All right. Next question. This RPG sees you travel in time to a medieval setting where dragons populate castles.
Where dragons populate castles.
This RPG sees you travel in time to a medieval setting where dragon, it says dragon, but I think it might mean dragons, populate castles. That can't be Chrono Trigger because like that's time traveling RPG, but like dragons populate
it's
castles?
not medieval, it's prehistoric.
Right.
So,
They populate it in the prehistoric times.
Secret of Evermore?
Potentially. Because you do time travel in Secret of Evermore. You go from different time period to time period.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember a medieval setting where dragons populate castles, but I also noped out of that game, I think, in the second time period.
Yeah. I love Secret of Evermore. I played that
I
thing
know
all
you
the
do.
way through.
I know you do.
Better Secret of Mana, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know you did not like Secret of Mana. See, I'm the flip side of that, and I probably always will be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad that you like it though, and I would go back and try to replay Secret of Evermore.
Yeah.
In a relaxed setting, instead of a week
In a
time
pleasure
restraint.
setting.
Right? Exactly. I will select it in the pleasure dome. I like that Secret of Evermore. You want to lock it in?
Yeah. I don't have any better guess.
Secret of Evermore, locking it in. It is in fact Secret of Evermore.
All right.
Well done, Tyler. Want to take a guess at the episode number?
Eesh.
It's a good number.
50?
It's a good number.
69.
Yeah, nice. All right, next question. This game is the first in a series of RPGs which sees you playing as a dragon in human form.
Breath of Fire.
Breath of Fire. And it does say the first in a series, so there we go. It's not Breath of Fire 2. Locking it in. Breath of Fire. It is Breath of Fire.
All right.
What episode number do you think it was? It's not a nice number. It's not to say that it's a bad number. It's just not a nice number.
96.
82.
82.
Pretty close. Next question. This RPG features several dragon bosses and stars a usually platforming hero.
Mario RPG.
Super Mario RPG. I think that's very good. All right, let's lock that in. It is, in fact, Super Mario. Oh, wait. Judges?
Legend of the Seven Stars.
Oh, yeah. Ding.
There you go.
Yeah, Super Mario RPG : Legend of the Seven Stars. Take a guess at what episode number it was.
121.
154 and 156. Next question. This game contains a dragon, which is a boss monster in this sequel that is unlike its predecessor.
Could you say that again, please?
This game contains a dragon, which is a boss monster in this sequel that is unlike its predecessor. So maybe we can unravel it this way. What is a game where the sequel is unlike its predecessor?
Zelda 2?
There's a dragon boss monster?
Probably.
Okay. You want to do it?
I don't
Zelda
have it.
2?
That's the first thing that came to mind.
Adventure of Link?
Adventures of Link.
All right, logging it in. Zelda 2, The
All
Adventure of
right.
Link. Well done, Tyler. What episode number do you think it might have been?
That was up there. 314.
334. You're getting really close on this. This is a good quiz night for you. We should have some wings or something here.
Now I'm having sex too. I get really close on my own and then get guided in at the end.
Next question. This first is an isometric RPG series featuring a dragon whose dead lead to the creation of hell. Whose death, I think maybe his death leads to the creation of hell.
An isometric.
This first in an isometric RPG series featured a dragon whose dead led to the creation of hell. But I do think he means death. His death led to the creation of hell.
I don't know.
Isometric RPGs. When I think of isometric RPGs, I think of Shadowrun. And there are dragons in Shadowrun, but I don't think that any of their deaths
One
led to
died.
the creation of hell.
Yeah. I guess it could have.
Maybe it did. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that much about the lore.
Because
to
I
be
know when a
honest.
dragon dies, shit gets fucked up in Shadowrun.
This is what it sounds like when a dragon dies.
This is what it sounds like when dragon's dead.
I have no idea.
Shadowrun.
Shadowrun, locking it in. Shadowrun. It is Diablo. I had no idea.
Yeah, didn't know that backstory.
had to deal with a dragon's death. Huh.
The dragon's dead, Dave. Please.
I'm sorry.
The dragon's dead.
But the dragon's dead. If we can't get the answer right, by God,
we're gonna mock him.
We're gonna mock the question. I'm the baby. Gotta love me. What is the episode number for that? Do you think?
We did the original Diablo.
We did.
So I don't even remember. So,
all right,
360.
368. I think we had. I'm almost positive we had Sandwich Pope Phil on that one.
Okay.
If we didn't, I know that he and I played.
It was the one I did not play. I've never played the original Diablo.
You would not like it.
That's what I hear.
I love it. You would. I don't think you'd like it as much as you love Diablo 2. No, it's way too different. Too slow. Next question. This online game featured dragons whose blood you need for potions. Online game. Were there dragons' blood potions on online?
Maybe.
I don't know. I never used them if they existed. But that's not to say that they didn't exist. It's an online game. Ultima Online is kind of in that episode range of like Diablo, I feel like.
Oh, what was that one game we played?
Shower with Your Dad Simulator.
Shower with Your Dad Simulator. It was a Diablo clone.
Path of Exile.
Path of Exile.
But I feel like we did that pretty early on.
Early?
Yeah.
Because
Ultima Online. Let's go with
Let's go with
the gut. Yeah.
Okay.
Ultima Online, locking it in. It is Ultima Online.
Okay.
You can tell I didn't make a lot of potions. I just used a lot of poison.
I just remember Josh killing a lot of dragons. So.
Yeah. All right. What episode number do you think that was?
378.
393. Next question. This second in a series of platformers contains a mechanical dragon boss.
Say that again.
This second in a series of platformers contains a mechanical dragon boss. I remember the mechanical dragon in Chrono Trigger, but we are way past Chrono Trigger territory. Yeah, so it can't be that.
Sonic?
Was there a mechanical dragon in Sonic? I mean, you're fucking on fire today, so I will definitely defer to you.
I'm just trying to think of any sort of platformer-ish game with a mechanical dragon.
I don't specifically No, there was one, and wasn't there one in Rocket Knight Adventures? But I think that might have been the first, because I think Sparkster came after that.
Because I'm thinking Genesis era.
Yeah, I think we're in the Genesis era.
All right, Rocket Knight Adventures.
I'm not too sure about that, but Rocket Knight Adventures, locking it in. It is. Is he Mega Man 2? But was he mechanical? He was mechanical. He's just green. He was just a green robot boy.
Yeah. Okay.
Fuck.
All right. Trixie.
Yeah,
Ross.
straight up got that one wrong. What episode number do you think it was?
390. No, we did Manhunt. Manhunt's 400. That's usually my basis of memory. But 390. What 396 was the previous one?
393.
393.
Episode 393 was Ultima Online.
410.
438.
All right.
On the right track. Next question. This relaxing creative game features wingless dragons. Color Dinosaur.
Oh, nice.
I will always remember Color Dinosaur. It's probably, truthfully, like it's in my like top 3 streams I've ever done. Is Color Dinosaur, because it's like, yeah, I get Baja Blasted and do this for 3 hours. No one really gives a shit. It's fine. Why should I? I'm locking it in. Color Dinosaur. It is Color Dinosaur. He adds, I really wanted to add this one in.
Because I remember when I was telling Casey about you before you and Casey had met. So I was like, yeah, we do the podcast together. So it was really good. Tell him about you. I was like, and I think you'll understand him if I show you this. And I showed him what you did about Sonic twerking. and
Acme Animation Factory.
And he loved it. He's like, that's fucking brilliant.
Great. That was a community effort. It takes a village to raise a twerking Sonic. That was like, I think Rhythm Master Paul Korn's idea. I just executed it. Tyler, next question. Question 10. Dragons in this game sounded like Earth's largest land mammal. Suikoden. Suikoden. Locking it in. Solid impression.
It makes my lips tickle.
I think this is going to be this. I'm just saying this to be hurtful, but I think Dragon's
I think
Lair.
you're fat.
I would never cut the mats out of your pubes. I think the Dragon's Lair has better sound effects than Suikoden.
Then the dragon sound, but I love the duck god quacking at you if you make a mistake.
I also do like that. Do you have a guess as to what episode number Suikoden was?
444.
495, 496, and 497. Bonus question. This multi-headed dragon is the mother of all evil dragons.
Tiamat.
Locking it in. What episode did we cover Tiamat?
Anything we talked about Dungeons and Dragons?
Judges? We'll accept it. All right. Thank you for the quiz.
Yes.
Prime Quizzister.
Prime Quizzitor, Ross Rachel Green. Quizzitor? That's probably better. Prime Quizzitor.
Quizzitor?
Prime Quizzitor, Ross Rachel
I
Green.
think that's what you said to begin with. Yeah. That was a great quiz. I liked it. Dragons.
That was good.
Bummed out we missed that Mega Man 2 question.
Yeah.
But
Easy tricksy, bitch.
I always forget. It doesn't make sense that it would be a living dragon, but I forget that it's a robot dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because of it, the way that it's colored and everything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Maybe Dr. Wily just has a fucking dragon.
Yeah. Maybe it's a synth dragon like in Fallout 4. They look so realistic.
Yeah. He lives in a castle, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he have a dragon? I think the dragon probably just lived there before he got there.
Oh, I'm just my roommate? Okay, cool.
Don't mind me. I just make evil robots. The dragon's like, all right, cool. You're not going to touch my treasure. No. We're fine.
You don't have that blade weapon, right? No.
No. Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
I have one more question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to know what game we are going to be talking about next Wednesday?
Hell yes. Let me go over here, pull this key from my neck, unlock this thing, pull up my...
Oh, around the neck? Like the key around Singe's neck in Dragon's Lair?
Exactly, yeah.
Now we have a key. It's that key.
Yeah, I was often called Singe.
Right.
Yeah, back...
Oh, I thought you might have just gotten it off of Singe.
No. I was called Singe because of my blazing rap skills in college.
I thought it might have been because of your matted red pubic hair.
And shit dick. That's what it's called, shit dick.
Look at old
It's old
Singe.
Singe shit dick.
Looks like old Singe been rolling around in the mud again.
How about dry tubs? No, Singe shit dick's pretty good. Get my Louisville Slugger, signed by one Donnie Jeffcoat, on the ground, forehead to it, spin around, put my no hole in a random direction.
What was that sentence?
Put my no hole in a random direction.
All right.
It's an audio format. I don't have to be precise in my
Nah,
language.
it's fine. People will figure it out.
People don't listen to us on like times and a half speed. You know, I'm very, very understandable.
It'll be fine. We all get it.
Beeto booto beeto booto beeto booto beeto booto boop boop boop. No whammies. Stop.
99.
Ooh. It's probably the B's.
Close. It's the C's.
C's.
Want me to give you a hint?
Good. Yes.
It is a sports game.
Fuck. It's a sport that starts with a C.
Curling?
Perfect.
Cricket?
Cricket? Is it a cricket game?
It is championship pool.
All right.
we go.
Okay.
Phew.
Not so bad.
Yeah.
Not so bad.
Do you see how I did it?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, Tyler's not going to like this, so I make it seem like
Just
it's gonna be-
soccer.
right. Yeah, guess what?
Shice ball.
I think number 100 is championship soccer. So we matrixed the way out of a
Missed it
fucking bullet.
by that much.
Thank you, Don Adams.
All right. It is. We are running pretty close, so we can call it. Pretty good.
All right. I'm good with that. Goodbye,
right.
everybody.
All right, later. Thanks for listening, everybody. Find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, Spotify.
Boom.
But yeah, hey, next week come by. We're talking about some pool. I got a pool table in there. We'll compare and contrast real pool to a video game pool.
I forget that you have I see it all the time, but I forget that you have one.
Yep.
Because to me, it's just a table that we put snacks on.
This is a really big snack and D&D table.
Right. Absolutely. Except for all these holes. What's up with all these holes?
All these are for drinks. They're pretty big. 2 liters. There you go. This is a pretty good 2-liter table.
Remember that D&D game where we all got diabetes?
Kenna's new doll she got for Christmas. She was telling me, she's like,
Diabetes Debbie?
yeah, no, she only drinks milk because she has diabetes.
There
we
go.
Oh, does she? Yeah, she's gonna have surgery to fix it. Okay.
All right.
Who else do you know that has diabetes, Kenna? Sky Cat. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Wilford Brimley.
So she has diabetes and a G-tube because she's seen Jax. So
There you go.
Let's see what else will I do. What else I do?
We're gonna take calls back. We're gonna bring calls back.
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
we're not now.
Yeah.
But in the future.
We gotta save up some money to hire our very expensive screening service.
Yep. Because we fired them a long time ago, but now we need them back.
Yep.
So if you want to give us a call, 270-883-2555. Please give us a call. Leave us a voicemail. What we are going to tell our very expensive call screener is to only let through calls, voicemails that they feel like will lead to something like a funny conversation or something like that.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind if you're going to call and you want your call to get through.
Yep. And then let's see, if you want to send us a package for an intro.
Yeah.
I can only talk about cutting shit out of my pubes. Like it's
So
many
many
times.
Yeah.
So you send it to TADPOG Studios, care of Nicole and Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002.
I actually have a notarized letter from iTunes that says if we mention cutting Matt's out of pubes one more time, they will take us off of iTunes.
Yep.
So we do have to
Yeah.
do that. So they give everybody one freebie.
One
where they're
freebie for their explicit time.
Yeah. Yeah. You can like dedicate only one episode of your podcast to cutting Matt's out of your pubes. So make it count.
Yep.
Signed. Dan Apple.
Yep. That's what I've heard he's called. Tim Apple.
Oh, fuck. Damn, I fucked it up.
Hey, you want a shirt?
Tim's brother Dan is head of the podcast department.
That works.
I don't know
like
if you
it.
knew that or not, but I didn't want to make a big deal about it. But then I was like, everyone's gonna think I'm fucking stupid.
Dan Apple or Dapple, as he's been called.
Yeah, the Dapple.
Shirts.tadpog.com. Plenty of good shirts on there. Take your pick.
Yep.
The classic is the best seller, but we have
Can't go wrong with the class.
plenty more.
But yeah, there are a whole bunch up there.
Let's see. Oh, other media. So TADPOG.
Yeah.
There's TADPOG. You like us on Facebook? We put funny memes up there.
We do put funny memes up
You
there.
want to put the get that NSFW shit? You go on TADPOG Nation. You're a good boy?
Are you a good boy?
who likes good quality fun?
Yeah.
Got that Discord.
Yeah, no bad boys.
Do you like Piggy Palace?
Not allowed.
There's it's on there. I love that. I checked that. I'm active in that. Love the Piggy Palace chat.
bit.ly/Tadpog Discord. I promise that's like the easiest it can be. Type that into a web browser if you want to get on to our Discord.
Perfect.
That will get you an invite.
And then we're TADPOG_podcast on Twitter and Instagram.
Yep.
Most importantly, there's that Patreon.
We do have a Patreon where a lot of very generous people reward us for our low effort podcasting. Thank you very much. You can find us on patreon.com/Tadpog. I would like to thank the following people for recently donating or upping their pledges. All right, here's who I got. Platinum member Brett Miller upped his donation. Brett, if I can thank you, we very much appreciate that. That's awesome of you. You're already donating a lot.
Yep.
So thank you. That's fantastic. Thank you. And also, Dig Dougie just upped his donation, and he has bumped himself up to an executive producer.
Executive producer Dig Dougie.
Executive producer Dig Dougie. So, yep. Thank you. I really appreciate it, Dig Dougie. Dig Dougie like regularly hops in on the Twitch stream, so I appreciate that too, man. Thanks for hanging out.
Honestly, our theme song is Moves by Sycamore Drive. You can find the track to that show notes on tadpog.com.
That's right.
Yeah. Who is this show executive produced by, though, Dave?
This show was executive produced by the following people. Peoples? Purples. Purple peoples. Usurper Grimm 1383. You can find him on Twitch. Definitely check him out. He does a lot of SNES stuff for sure. God Emperor Alex Pena. Platinum member Brett Miller. Cousin David Galino. The Eightfold Daniel Abernathy. Laud Dennis. Master Cycle Baron Kevin Link. And Dig Dougie. So thank you guys. You go above and beyond with your donations, and they do make a big difference. So thank you very much.
Hey, you want to close this one out, Dave?
Like our favorite dragon.
Oh, shit.
Or the one that you think would be funniest.
Oh, shit.
Or your favorite knight.
Oh, man.
Or your favorite voluptuous princess who needs to be rescued. Let's do that one instead.
Okay. So until next time. Probable Capricorn. I was still Peach Dragon.
I was Miss Piggy.
No, there you go. All right. All right.
She doesn't really need to be saved, but
Of course not.
But she wants to be saved by Kermit.
It just feels nice to know that someone cares.
But then Kermit doesn't really want to do it, so Gonzo does it, and she gets mad and she attacks him.
He's the chicken knight. Yeah.
Because that's...
But apparently Kermit in that NBC series like cheats on her with another pig, gets with like a skinnier pig.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay. You are running the Patreon exclusive, and I swear this is not a commercial for the Patreon, but it kind of is working out that way. You are the keeper. You run the Call of Cthulhu game, Piggy Palace, on the Patreon. So you probably know a lot about pigs. You've probably done more research on pigs, hogs, feral boars than you have.
I've even eaten them.
And all your life, right?
Yeah.
In the pig community, how do they value a skinny pig? Like, is it an issue, or are they open-minded?
Only if it's a house pet.
Only if it's a house pet.
Yeah, you want a skinny pig in your house. You don't want a fat pig in your house. But like, if you're going to market, you want that hog.
You want that fat pig. You want that fat pig.
Yeah, you do.
Did you ever want like a, what do they call those? Tiny potbelly pigs?
Like a teacup pig or
teacup,
yeah,
a little piglet.
like that.
Did you ever want one of those?
For like a second, and I was like, nah.
No. I hear they're really smart. I hear like pigs are really smart.
Yeah.
Which is like kind of troublesome.
I saw Babe.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. That's how it works if you have a pig as a pet.
Who's your favorite character from Charlotte's Web?
Templeton.
And why is it Templeton?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's because he's pretty much the best.
Yeah.
He's like, if no offense.
He's the Han Solo of Charlotte's Web.
I was going to say he was the chili dog of Charlotte's Web. But what you said is way less narcissistic, so let's go with that.
I think Templeton's also an asshole. Chili dog's not an asshole.
I mean, not intentionally, but I mean, if you look at him from like the non-Call of Cthulhu perspective, where it's like, I mean, this guy doesn't mean any harm, but fuck.